What's up, guys? Keyshawn and Chia here, back at you with another part 2 of Ultimate Universe What If, and this will be part 2 of What If Naruto was the God of Death, or you could say reincarnation of the God of Death. Now, or the Death God. Now, this will be part 2. I'm not gonna do a quick recap because I already did, but it messed up. But we're just gonna continue to this part 2. Now, where we last pretty much left off a little bit, Shisui and Naruto and Itachi is about to have a fight with each other. Now, let's get to it and how this fight will go off. As Naruto pretty much is having his sight out, this is where he's pretty much saying that, listen, I'm not going back to the Leaf Village after what they did. And this is where Shisui is saying that we're gonna have to, take you by force. And they begins to have their blades. Now, this is where they charge at Naruto, and Naruto charges at them, and he begins to swing his scythe at them. Now, Shisui Itachi is pretty much dodging it and stuff, and Shisui begins to use his body flicker to try to appear right behind Naruto. It's Naruto, quickly pull out his kunai and try to slash at Shisui, but Shisui backs away. Now, this is where Naruto has his scythe, and he begins to say that he did his research on you, on Shisui, and he says, I did my research on you, Shisui. I know how fast you are and what you can do. I also read my research about you, Itachi. Technically, y'all two good together. Y'all better together as a team than being separated. But I'm gonna make that change today. And begins to, use his little kunai and his staff to charge at Shisui and them. Now, this is where Shisui and Itachi activate the Mangekyo, and they begins to fire that, you could say fire kunais, and begins to use a fireball, which Naruto is deflecting both of them. And this is where one of them hit Hinata and pretty much kills her. Now, this is where Naruto drops both his weapons and scream out and says, "No, Hinata!" and runs at Hinata and begins to cry, sharing tears. But these are tears, or you could say healing Hinata's body, and you could say bringing her back to life. But we're going to switch to Hinata point of view, and she's in the galaxy heavens, and this is where Keyshawn Uchiha is saying, there you are. I'm sorry that you got caught up in that process and you got killed, but Naruto is bringing you back. Now, this is where Hinata is saying, oh, this is where she's asking Yuko a couple of questions, and saying, oh, what's happening to Naruto right now, which Keyshawn Uchiha is saying, well, I can't really explain what's going to happen right now. But you're going to come back and you're going to, everything's going to be right. And this is where she asks, what is his name? Which, this is where Keyshawn Uchiha is saying, oh, I'm Keyshawn Uchiha. Which she begins to say, oh, like, you're like a Uchiha. Like a god Uchiha? Which, this is where Keyshawn begins to say, kind of like that, kind of like not, but it's kind of hard to explain. But yeah, you guess you could say it like that. Now, this is where, of course, Hinata is asking, well, can she see what Naruto's doing right now? Which, this is where Keyshawn Uchiha says, you're not gonna like what you're gonna see, but you will come back. I will make sure you come back to Naruto and be right by his side when it's all over. Now, this is where Naruto is in his mindscape now. He's meeting the Nine Tails, Cherokee. The Nine Tails, Kurama. But this is a different Kurama. This Kurama is fused together with the God of Death. So, the God of Death is kind of like merged together with Kurama. And this is where the God of Death is saying, they killed her. They took away our Hinata. Sorry, but this is where you could say Naruto is looking at his tail, and this Kurama is a skeletal. This is where Naruto looks and he sees Kurama, but as a skeletal figure, you could say, with skeletal tails, and he's pretty much, and Kurama is pretty much saying, they took her from us. They took her, and he's talking into a dark tone. So imagine that. And he's pretty much saying, they took her from us. We must show that village what it feels like. They must pay for taking her away from us. And Naruto is pretty much, crying and saying, I didn't want to, I didn't care about the village, but now they went too far. And this is where Naruto is about to release the seal until, Minato is about to stop him. Until Naruto smack Minato away saying, and he's saying, Naruto, don't do this, which Naruto says, I don't even know who you are. I don't care if you're my subconscious or you're my memory of a good side. That village will pay. And this is where Naruto releases the seal and says, let's go. And this is where Kurama begins to says, yes, let's show that village our power. And this is where Naruto begins to transform, as he starts to scream. Now, as he's transforming, he begins to turn into pure black. And then he starts to transform into all the way to the full cloak of the Nine Tails. Like the full Nine Tails thing. But not as the creature, but as you think of it as that Naruto scene with Naruto First Pain art. But this is where Naruto is, instead of like red, it's black. And you can see the claw. You can see the whole skeletal system of the tails. The tails are like turning into a skeletal system of 9 tails. And he has like the whole skeletal like fox head and stuff. And he begins to start screaming in anger. Now this is where, Itachi and Shisui is about to try to genjutsu Naruto to knock him out until Naruto grabs both of them and you could say mash them together, breaking both of their bones. Breaking their bones and send them flying to a tree, which they are knocked down for the count. Now this is where Naruto forms wings and begins to fly up. And he's flying with super fast speed, so as he's flying, he makes it to the Leaf Village by seconds. Now this is where he sees the whole Leaf Village, and everybody's talking stuff. Now the Uchiha compound, it's very far, so it's very far from the Leaf Village because we're gonna say the Uchiha didn't want to be a part of the goddamn Leaf Village for reasons. Now this is where we're gonna say only like 2 Uchiha police, like we're gonna say the Uchiha police haven't like went to their task yet to watch over of the leaf and stuff. They're pretty much all taking their breaks and stuff, and they're at the Uchiha compound. And Sasuke is not there, and he's not there. This is where Naruto begins to charge up a big Biju beam, and he shoots it down. He like a mastermind. He shoots it down, and this is where people hear a tune. Now, the explosion hits the whole Leaf Village, pretty much wiping out everything in the process. Anyone who was in that process survived, but is fatally injured. So we're gonna say like the important characters like Shikamaru and all that stuff. Yeah, they all got injured very badly, but they're not dead. But the rest of everybody, they're all fought, pretty much. Now, we're gonna say the Robin guy. Like y'all favorite Robin guy and stuff. He's not dead. Trust me. His daughter and him, they're not dead. They kind of went out of the village to kind of go try to make their business a little bit higher by selling Robin outside. So yeah, they're not there. But pretty much, Naruto shoots a big Biju and everything got wiped out. Now, Naruto pretty much, is landing into the forest again, and he's screaming, slashing trees and stuff, and pretty much crying in black tears. Now this is where Hinata is saying, Naruto, is that you? Which Naruto looks in. He, in his dark, you could say in a tone voice saying, Hinata, and begins to start walking close to her. Now this is where Hinata runs up to Naruto and cries and hugs him, and saying, Naruto, snap out of it. Now this is where Naruto begins to, unchange and stuff, and begins to start crying and saying that he thought she was dead. Now, this is where he doesn't have his gloves on, and she's pretty much saying that she thought she was dead too, but she met someone and told me to always be by your side. Now, this is where Naruto's saying who, which she's about to, say his name, which she told her specifically to not say his name for specific reasons, and she says, just no one. And this is where Naruto begins to cry and says that he's sorry that he destroyed the village and he didn't mean to do it. He killed her father and everything, which Hinata's saying it's okay. She forgive him, but let's just get out of here. Which Naruto says, yeah, and it begins to get going. Now, Naruto and Hinata begins to start going, and they're leaving and stuff and all that. And this is where they're looking. This is where they cross the bridge and they meet. We're going to say they meet into the Cloud Village. Now, not the Cloud Village. This is where they go to. What's a good village? They're gonna go to the village where the Two Tails Chinchuriki is at, and they pretty much meet the Two Tails Chinchuriki, and they're also their village. I forgot what village was she in? In the Hidden Ring or something? Not the Hidden Ring. The Cloud? Was Two Tails Chinchuriki with the Cloud Village? I can't remember. Shit. What was the village? It was the village of the. Well, whatever village that took Chinchuriki, and that's where Naruto headed. Now, this is where Naruto explains himself and saying that he's a Chinchuriki and stuff, and they're realizing this is the 9-tailed Chinchuriki that got exiled. And they gladly welcome Naruto in, including the 2-tailed Chinchuriki. Now, we're gonna switch to the whole cast over there at the Leaf Village. They're all waking up, all injured and stuff, and they realize that their village is destroyed. Now, they're right now trying to figure out who the hell destroyed the village and stuff, and they're all crying and stuff, and they're saying that they're going to get their revenge, and they're going to kill whoever did this. Now, the Uchihas, they're pretty much hearing the news that the whole Leaf Village got destroyed, and Fukaku is pretty much hearing that it got wiped out. Now, this is where Fukaku is saying, well, at least we're all here and we're safe, so we don't have to worry about that and stuff. But he's also worried about where's his son at Itachi and Sicily, because they haven't came back for a while. We switched to Itachi and Sicily, and they're pretty much down. They're down. You could say they're in the house with the woman that's healing them, and saying that they pretty much all their bones are pretty much broken, and she had to fix them. She had to make sure they, she had to bandage them up so they can heal up slowly, which. Itachi in 6 weeks saying, Naruto, he's way too powerful. He just destroyed both of us. I don't know what he did, but you have to go find him. Which Itachi saying, I don't know about that situation. We gotta head back to the Leaf Village and see if everything's alright there. Which they both pretty much just laid out. Now, we're gonna say 2 years. 2 years passed. No, 1 year passed. And Naruto's a little bit older. And Hinata's a little bit older. And they're together. They're together and stuff. And they live in the household. Now, Naruto is pretty much, doing missions and all the missions and stuff. And he comes back home saying, I'm home, Hinata. Which Hinata's saying, oh, Naruto, you're back. Which she hugs, runs at him, and gives him a hug. Now, Naruto's pretty much, sitting on the couch, laying on Hinata's lap. Wow. He's pretty much saying the mission was pretty much a success, and it was pretty crazy though. Had to make sure to escort this Tazna guy, and there was an assassin named Zabuza and Haku, which Hinata's saying, oh, what was they about? Which Naruto begins to explain that, well, we had a fight with them, but we didn't kill them. We offered them a position to come at our village, so they won't have to constantly worry about getting chased after. And they accepted. So we have Haku and Zabuza on our team. In our village, which Hinata is saying, oh, that's nice. Now, this is where Naruto see Hinata's not, making a down face, which Naruto asks why she's making a down face, and she begins to tell him the news that she's pregnant. Which Naruto wise-eyes and gets up and says, you're pregnant, Hinata? Which she says, yeah, with his child. Now this is where, of course, Naruto is happy and picks up Hinata, so happy that he has a child coming soon. And, Hinata's, smiling too. Now, this is where we're going to say Sasuke is coming to the village and stuff, and pretty much, heard that Naruto's at this village and saying, well, no, this is where the Akatsuki, we're going to say this is where Pain comes in. By pretty much saying, So Naruto, Uzumaki, and the Two Tails are here. Look like we're gonna kill two birds in one stone. Now, this is Datara, and we're gonna say this is Datara and pretty much Kisame, not Pain, Datara and Kisame, coming to try to capture these two tails from Cherokees, and they begin to start heading to that village. Now, this will be part 2 of What If Kishan was a deaf. I mean, not Kishan. God damn it. Sorry. This is going to be part 2 of What If Naruto was a deaf god. If y'all like, leave like, comment, and do all that stuff. But also, I'm sorry if this was a short 15-minute video. I'm just making sure and try to get all this stuff done today. And also, make sure to tell me what is the village of the Two Tails that was in, so I can make sure to remember it. And what do y'all like to see next in the next part 3? But I'm Kishan Chia. Thanks for watching, and peace out.
It looks like you lost another one.